I turned it off. So, we are mixing again. We've got the essential oils in there. Unfortunately, it's going to be part 3. And we're just going to keep mixing. And we're going to mix and mix and mix and mix until it starts to trace. And what the tracing is everything will get nice and thick. And you'll start to see kind of, when you move your mixer to one side or the other, it's going to leave like a line behind of where it had been. Sorry, I got a little mosquito on me. And we're just going to keep mixing until it traces. Okay, so I turned it off for a second. I've now been mixing for about 2 minutes, and I can see that it's starting to thicken. And the reason that I can see that is, you know, when you get a mixture that starts getting really, really thick, you can start seeing your spoon lines in it. And that's what I'm starting to see, is kind of lines from my mixer left. Now, once your trace starts, you want to get ready to pour. So I have everything all right here, ready to pour. Which is just about what we're going to do. Just want to make sure the trace is really nice in this. It's getting nice and thick and not so liquidy. For some reason, and I don't know why, sometimes goat's milk soap doesn't always come to trace. I've had it happen on multiple batches, and I was panicked thinking that it was the end of the world, that my soap was just not going to turn out, not going to harden, it was going to be awful, and it ended up being totally fine. And I read, after looking it up a couple of times, that it just sometimes happens with goat's milk soap for some reason. So when you're all done here, another mosquito on my leg there. You're just going to set that off to the side, and you're going to take your bowl and pour into your molds. I always start at the furthest out away from me, and then I just slowly work my way through each mold. I fill each one up, and then move on to the next one. You know, and you don't really have to lift too much or worry about drips, because you'll just get a thin layer of just soap on the top, no big deal. And that's it. Everything's all poured in. Some of them I went a little tiny bit too full, but that's really not the end of the world. As you can see, they've kind of dipped over a little bit, but that's really not a big deal, because all we do is break those little tiny bits that are kind of over there, sorry, another mosquito, off after it's sat for 24 hours. So now you just want to let it sit in a cool place for 24 hours. Then you're going to pop it out of the molds, and then you let it cure for 3 to 4 weeks. I go 3 weeks before I'll ship it out to anyone. And at that point, it gives a little bit of ship time of future curing. But actually, after 24 hours, the saponification process is complete, and there is no more trace of the lye. You just want to make sure that any extra lye that maybe didn't get used in the saponification process is completely out, and you're waiting for the hardening of the soap. So that is it. That's part 3, because we accidentally cut off part 2 of Lane Ranch's beginning soap. First batch, just an easy light scent. We'll be doing lots more with some oatmeal and when you add other things to your soap, but that was just kind of the basic bar of soap. Thank you so much for joining us.